Hi students, today I am going to start the another chapter of chemistry, that is chemical kinetics. So before going inside the chapter, first I would like to give you an idea why it is needed to study the chemical kinetics and what is chemical kinetics. For any type of chemical reaction, when the reaction is proceeding, you know that the reactants are converted in the form of products. So, for the reaction, when the reaction is proceeding, there is a change in the concentration of the reactants is observed as well as the increase in the concentration of product. So, for any chemical reaction, what is kinetics? Generally, chemists are trying to find out the answer of the following question. The first is, why some chemical reactions are occurring at very slow rate, whereas some other chemical reactions are occurring instantaneously. How we express, compare or control the rate of a chemical reaction. So in this chapter I am going to addresses these questions and focuses on kinetics. Kinetics is the study of rate, speed or velocity of a chemical reaction and the mechanism, means the stepwise changes that the reactant is undergoing to change in the form of product. Dear students, as we know that the extent of a chemical reaction is determined from the chemical equilibrium, whereas the feasibility of a chemical reaction is determined from thermodynamics. It is predicted by thermodynamics, that is, for any chemical reaction, the reaction is feasible only if the delta G is in the negative value. When the delta G is in the negative, then in only that condition the reaction is feasible. Now, the kinetics means the study of reactions and study of what reactions rate, speed or velocity. When the speed and velocity are studied, that branch of the chemistry is named as the chemical kinetics. Now I am going to next topic. Then what are the types of chemical reaction based on their rates. Then next topic is types of reaction based on their rates. First is very fast reaction. The first one is very fast reaction. The reaction whose rate is very fast, the reaction which occur instantaneously, that type of reactions are named as the very fast reaction. In this reaction, the rate of the reaction is very fast. I am going to explain this with the help of an example. Just for example, the first example is the precipitation of AgCl. The precipitation of AgCl by the addition of silver nitrate into the aqueous solution of sodium chloride. When the aqueous solution of silver nitrate AgNO3 is combined with NaCl, it results in the formation of silver chloride, and the silver chloride is precipitated along with the liberation of sodium nitrate. This is an example of very fast reaction. Secondly, this is the first example. Another example of very fast reaction, for example, the preparation of NaOH by the addition of water into the sodium metal. When the sodium metal is dropped in water, H2O, and it results in the formation of NaOH along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Okay, these are the example of very fast reaction. The second type is, this is the very fast reaction, and this reaction, this classification is based on the rate of a chemical reaction. When the rate of the chemical reaction is very slow, that chemical reactions comes under the category very slow reaction. Very slow reaction. In that type of chemical reaction, the reaction rate is very slow. That type of chemical reaction may require months or even a year for its completion. The example of this very slow reaction is, the first one is rusting. Rusting is an example of very slow reaction. You can't see the changes that are taking place at the surface of iron during the corrosion. Second one is weathering of rocks. Weathering of rocks is also extremely slow reaction. And the third one is fermentation of sugar into alcohol. Fermentation of sugar into alcohol. Whereas in the case of fermentation, you can see the formation of bubbles, means the liberation of carbon dioxide in the froth when you are going to perform the experiment in the laboratory. Then the third classification based on the rate is moderately slow reaction. Moderately slow reaction. In this type of chemical reaction, the rate of the reaction is in intermediate between the very fast reaction and very slow reaction. And the example of this type of reaction is inversion of cane sugar. Inversion of cane sugar. Example, as we know the formula of cane sugar, C12H22O11. When it undergoing the reaction with water, that is the hydrolysis, on inversion it give 1 mole of glucose plus, this is glucose, plus 1 mole of fructose, and both having the same formula, chemical formula is same. This is the example of moderately slow reaction. Another reaction is hydrolysis of starch, C6H10O5. This is the formula of starch. When it undergoing the hydrolysis, it results in the formation of C12H22O11. It gives the sucrose. So these three are the classification which are based on the rate of the chemical reaction. If the reaction rate is very fast, that reactions comes under the category very fast reaction. And the example of that is precipitation of AgCl by the addition of aqueous solution of silver nitrate into the aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Second is the formation of sodium hydroxide. When the sodium metal is dropped in water, the reactions are occurring instantaneously and it results in the formation of sodium hydroxide along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Second is the second classification based on the rate. If the rate is very slow, that reactions comes under very slow reaction. Example, rusting of iron or corrosion process, then weathering of rocks, and third is fermentation of sugar into alcohol. Next is the moderately slow reaction. These reactions having the rate is in intermediate between the very fast reaction and very slow reaction, and the example of that is inversion of cane sugar to form 1 mole of glucose plus 1 mole of fructose, and second one is hydrolysis of starch. These are the example of based on the rate of the chemical reaction. Now I am going to discuss about the next topic, that is rate of a chemical reaction. What is the rate and how we mathematically express the rate of a particular type of chemical reaction. The rate of a chemical reaction is defined as the rate, speed or velocity by which a particular type of chemical reaction is proceeding. So we can express the rate of the reaction in any of the following ways. The first way is the rate of decrease in concentration of any one of the reactant. And second, we can express the rate of increase in concentration of any one of the product at the given temperature. Let me assume the volume of the system remains constant, and for understanding this concept, I would like to take a hypothetical example of the reaction, that is R is the reactant, and after reacting this reactant R is converted in the product P. If R1 and P1 are the concentration of reactant and product at time T1. Secondly, if R2 and P2 are the concentration of product, concentration of reactant and product at time T2. Okay students, we take an example, that is the reactant R is converted in the form of product. As you know that when we start the reaction, as the time passes, the concentration of the reactants are gradually decreasing and the concentration of the product is correspondingly increases, because initially the reactant concentration is very high and the product concentration is very less or nil. But when the time passes, when the reactants are going to involve in the chemical reaction, the reactant concentration is decreases down and the product concentration is consequently increases. So first we take the time we take two time T1 and T2. This is the initial time and this is the final time. At the initial time T1, the concentration of the reactant is R1 and the concentration of the product is P1. Similarly, at the final time, that is the T2, the concentration of the reactants are R2 and the product is P2. Now I am going to take what is the time taken for the chemical reaction. The time taken for the chemical reaction, time taken, that is represented by delta T, that is the change in the time, and it is equal to T2 minus T1. This is the change in the time. For that particular time, we are going to consider the rate of the reaction. Similarly, change in concentration of reactants. The reactant concentration is also changes and it is represented by delta R. This delta represents the change in the concentration and this square bracket represents the molar concentration of the reactant, because in the square bracket we are placing the R. This R represents the reactant and this square bracket represents the molar concentration, and delta R is calculated by final concentration, that is the R2 minus R1. Secondly, change in concentration of product, that is delta P. Same, this represents the change in the molar concentration of the product is equal to P2 minus P1. Now I am going to calculate the rate of the chemical reaction. The rate of a chemical reaction, rate of reaction is equal to what? The rate of disappearance of reactant, which is also equal to the rate of appearance of product. Then the rate of the reaction is equal to what is the rate of disappearance of reactant? The rate of disappearance of reactant is decrease in concentration of reactant R divided by time taken. Similarly, the rate of appearance of product is equal to increase in concentration of product P divided by time taken. Okay. Next, how we write the increase and decrease in the concentration? The decrease in the concentration is represented by minus delta R divided by delta T. This is the rate of reaction. Same, this is the decrease in the concentration, minus delta R, that is the change in the concentration of the reactant, and this is the delta T, that is the time taken for the reaction. Similarly, increase in the concentration of product, this is change in the concentration of the product, that is the plus delta P divided by time taken, that is the delta T. So question arises here that why we are placing here a negative sign. This negative sign before delta R does not reveal that the rate of the reaction is a negative value, but this negative sign represents that there is a decrease in the concentration of the reactant is observed when the reaction is proceeding. As the time passes, the concentration of the reactants are gradually decreases, and when we are going to calculate delta R, what is the formula to calculate delta R? That is the final concentration minus initial concentration, and we know that the final concentration is less than the initial concentration. So when we are solving this value, we get a negative. So to make the rate of a reaction a positive quantity, this negative sign is placed before the delta R so that the rate of the reaction comes in a positive sign. Next is, this is the rate of the reaction. The rate of the reaction can be expressed with respect to reactant as well as with respect to product. With respect to reactant, the rate is the rate of disappearance of reactant, because the rate of disappearance of reactant is equal to rate of appearance of the product. That is, what is disappearance of reactant? Decrease in concentration of reactant divided by time taken, because as the reaction passes, the concentration of the reactants are gradually decreases down, and as the time passes, the concentration of the product is gradually increases, means the product are appearing whereas the reactant concentration are gradually decreasing down. So decrease in concentration is minus delta R by dt, delta T, and increase in the concentration of product is represented by plus delta P by delta T. This negative sign reveals that the reactant concentration is decreases as the time passes, and this positive value reveals that the concentration of the product is gradually increases along with the passing of the time as the reaction is proceeding. Next is the mathematical expression for rate of the chemical reaction. How we mathematically express the rate of a particular type of chemical reaction. So in this we are going to discuss 2 points. The first point is the reaction involving same stoichiometric coefficient of reactants and products. For that I am showing you with the help of a gaseous reaction. Just for example, the nitrogen dioxide is a gas. When it combined with carbon monoxide, on the reaction it gives nitric oxide plus carbon dioxide. This is clear from this reaction that reactants and products both are appearing in same stoichiometric coefficient. They are having the same stoichiometric proportion. So mathematically we can express the rate of a reaction. The rate of reaction can be mathematically expressed as, that is, minus delta change in the concentration of NO2, that is the reactant, and before the reactant we are placing a negative sign because the concentration of the reactant is decreases, divided by time taken. Similarly, for each and every reactant we are showing the rate of the reaction. Second is change in the concentration of carbon monoxide divided by time taken, and this is equal to the increase in the concentration of product, that is plus delta change in the concentration of NO divided by delta T. Similarly with respect to this product also, plus change in the concentration of carbon dioxide divided by time taken. So mathematically, when a chemical reaction involving same stoichiometric coefficient, both the reactant and products have same stoichiometric coefficient, in this condition the rate of the reaction can be mathematically expressed as the change in the concentration of reactant divided by time taken with respect to this reactant. Similarly, this is equal to the another another reactant, that is carbon monoxide divided by delta T. Second, it is equal to increase in the concentration of any one of the product, that is NO divided by delta T, and this is also equal to the change in the concentration of the product, that is carbon dioxide. Second is the reaction involving different stoichiometry. The reaction involving different stoichiometric coefficient, and for that I am giving you an example. It means in that type of chemical reaction, the reactant and products have different stoichiometric proportion, and it is explained with the help of this chemical reaction, that is hydrogen and iodine. On reaction it gives hydrogen iodide. From this reaction it is clear that every mole of hydrogen and iodine on reaction it gives 2 mole of hydrogen iodide. So it is clear that the rate of formation of HI, the rate of formation of hydrogen iodide will be twice, because here we are placing the stoichiometry 2. So the rate of formation of HI will be twice the rate of disappearance of hydrogen and iodine. So for that type of chemical reaction, the rate of change in the concentration is divided by the stoichiometry of the reactant and product, which are given in the chemical equation. So for this reaction, the rate of the reaction can be mathematically expressed as rate of the reaction. For this reaction, it is equal to, this is the reactant, so we are placing a negative sign, that is change in the concentration of hydrogen divided by time taken. Similarly, with respect to iodine, the rate can be expressed in any of the reactant minus change in the concentration of iodine divided by time taken. But here the stoichiometry is 2. So the rate of change in the concentration of hydrogen iodide is divided by its stoichiometry. So it is 1 by 2 delta HI divided by delta T. So for explaining this, I am going to take a hypothetical reaction. AA plus BB gives, on reaction, it gives the product CC plus DD. In this reaction, this A, small b, small c and small d are the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant A, reactant B, product C and product D respectively. So for that particular type of chemical reaction, the rate can be expressed as, since here the stoichiometry is A, so it is divided by A, change in the concentration of A divided by time taken. This is equal to this B, and here the stoichiometry is small b, so it is divided by small b, and since it is a reactant, so its concentration is decreasing down, change in the concentration of B divided by time taken. Same with respect to product, we can also represent the rate of the reaction, that is equal to, here the stoichiometry is small c, so it is divided by small c, and change in the concentration of C divided by time taken. Similarly with respect to D, capital D, here the stoichiometry is small d, so it is divided by small d, change in the concentration of capital D divided by time taken. So students, next question arises that why we are dividing the change in the concentration of the reactant and product by its stoichiometry, and the reason for this is that the first is to avoid the difference in rates, and second one is to get a unique reaction rate. For these two reasons, the stoichiometry, the rate of change in the concentration of the reactant and products are divided by its stoichiometric coefficient. Next is, what is the unit of rate of a chemical reaction? So to calculate the unit of a rate of a chemical reaction, then what is the formula of rate of a reaction? The rate of reaction is equal to, what is the formula? That is the change in concentration. This concentration may be either of the product or reactant divided by time taken. Then what is the unit of concentration? The unit of concentration is mole per liter, and the time unit may be either second or minute or hour. So the unit of rate of a chemical reaction may be mole per liter per second or mole per liter per minute, or it may be mole per liter per hour. These are the unit of a rate of a chemical reaction. In the case of gases, when we are going to study about the chemical reaction and the reactants are existing in the form of gas at the constant temperature, the concentration is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the reactants and products. So in such case, the rate of the reaction can be expressed in term of pressure, that is the rate in term of change in pressure, because when we are taking the gaseous reactant, there is a consequently change in the pressure of the reactant is observed, whereas the increase in the pressure of the product, which is equal to delta P divided by delta T, that is the change in the pressure divided by time taken. Now this pressure term can converted in the concentration unit, that is the mole per liter, or we can calculate the pressure by using the formula, that is ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT, then P is equal to N by V RT. As you have studied in the solution chapter, N by V, number of moles divided by volume. This term is molarity, means concentration, that is CRT, and C is equal to P by RT. So we can express the pressure in term of concentration unit, or we can calculate the value of pressure by using this formula. If we know the value of delta P and delta T, then the rate in term of concentration unit, rate in terms of concentration, that is mole per liter, can be calculated by the formula, that is rate in term of pressure divided by time divided by RT. This is the formula to calculate the rate in the case of gaseous reaction. Now I am going to solve some numerical problem related to this topic. To solve this numerical problem, first I am going to give you a hint what are the formula which are used for these topics. That is the rate for disappearance. Disappearance is equal to decrease in concentration divided by time taken. When we are going to calculate the rate of the reaction with respect to reactants, because the reactant concentration decreases down as the time passes, so we take the decrease in the concentration of the reactant divided by time taken. Similarly, for the rate of appearance of the product, then in this case the formula is increase in concentration of the product divided by time taken. So now I am going to solve the numerical. The first numerical is for a chemical reaction. This chemical reaction is given. If the concentration of NO2 increase by 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter, means NO2 concentration is increases and the NO2 is a product. So in 6 seconds, the time is also given here in the seconds, that is 6 seconds, and what is the rate of the reaction. Then the reaction rate with respect to nitrogen dioxide can be written as the rate of reaction, because here we are going to calculate the rate with respect to the appearance of the nitrogen dioxide. So for this, here the stoichiometry is 4, so we are placing here 1 by 4, and delta NO2 change in the concentration divided by delta T. So, and it is a product, so we are here placing a positive sign. That is change in the concentration of NO2. Change means the increase in the concentration of NO2 is given, that is 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 3. So 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided 4. And what is the time taken for this reaction? This increase in the concentration of NO2 takes place in 6 seconds. So the time taken is 6. On solving this, we get 1.25 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per second. This is the first numerical. And second one is express. Here we are going to express the rate of the following reaction in term of concentration of reactant and product. As I have already discussed you how we mathematically express the rate of a chemical reaction when the stoichiometry of the reactant and products are in the same proportion, and the stoichiometry reactants and products are having the different stoichiometry proportion. So for this one, for solution of this first one, what is rate of the reaction? Rate is equal to what? Change in the concentration of PCl5 divided by time taken, which is equal to, here we are placing a negative sign because the concentration of the reactant is decreasing. Now in the case of product, plus, because the concentration of the product is increasing, PCl3 divided by time taken, which is also equal to increase in the concentration of Cl2 divided by time taken. So with respect to reactant and product, we can express the rate of the reaction PCl5 minus, because the concentration of PCl5 is decreasing, delta PCl5 divided by time taken, change in the concentration of PCl5 divided by time taken. Similarly, with respect to phosphorus trichloride, that is a positive sign because it is a product and the concentration of the product is increasing. So plus delta change in the concentration of phosphorus trichloride divided by time taken. Similarly, with respect to chlorine also, that is change in the concentration of chlorine divided by time taken. For the second question, how we express the rate? Because here the stoichiometry is different, so the rate of change in the concentration is divided by its stoichiometry to avoid the difference in the rate. So the rate with respect to nitrogen is minus change in the concentration of nitrogen divided by delta T, which is equal to 1 by 3 because stoichiometry is 3, minus change in the concentration of hydrogen divided by delta T, which is equal to, here the stoichiometry is 2, so plus 1 by 2 change in the concentration of ammonia divided by time taken. Okay students, that's all for today, and for next class I come with next topic.